A girl flies to Spain with a suitcase full of pills she never intends to take. She wants one summer where she can actually feel something. What that choice costs her, nobody in this story sees coming. The movie begins with a young woman floating in the sea, telling us her own body has become her enemy. Her name is Oriya. Everyone calls her Rai. She has spent her whole life inside a condition she cannot outrun. At home in Texas, a seizure drops her. Her mother catches her. This has happened many times before. The doctor recommends surgery. Remove the growths in her brain, and she could be seizure-free for good. But there is an equal chance it takes her memory. People, places, how to walk, how to dance. Everything that makes her a person. Therefore, Rai refuses. Her mother, Isolde, wants her to take it. Rai wants a life she can remember living. The compromise is medication. Alarms, strict doses, no stress, no flashing lights. Her verdict on the pills is blunt. They do not make her feel bad. They stop her feeling anything. Isolde is closing a deal in Mallorca, the island she grew up on. She brings Rai for 6 weeks. Rai agrees on one condition. Her mother has to actually show up. Remember that promise. They land at a resort her mother's company built. Isolde takes a call before the bags are down. Rai is handed to the concierge, Amara, who spent 20 minutes on one eyeliner wing and regrets nothing. Amara asks what brings her here. A hotel deal. Amara notes the locals will be thrilled. Amara promises her a summer worth remembering. Neither knows how loaded that phrase will get. Isolde's schedule is wall-to-wall. Meetings, permits, and a fundraiser gala. Her office asks if she is back in the fall. Rai asks the same. Neither answer convinces. Her friends call and ask how she is feeling. She says she is fine. She has said that for years. Her mother sends her to the beach with a driver, sunblock, and extra pills. Rai files the pills part away. Amara recommends a hidden gem, a local spot. It is the most consequential advice in the film. Now watch how her very first conversation on this island goes. A local's beach, and she has just been asked, fairly politely, to get off it. The man asking is Julian, a fisherman, rude and certain she was staring at him. Rai insists she was not staring. The film does not take her side. Later her phone gives out in the old town. She is thoroughly lost. She asks a shopkeeper for a charger and gets offered paintings instead. Therefore she walks straight into someone. It is Julian. Of course it is Julian. He says she is going the wrong way. She says she is admiring the streets. She accuses him of stalking. He offers help, then counts down from 10 in Spanish. She caves at 4. He walks her back, and she holds his phone as insurance. He buys her an ensaimada, a pastry he insists is better than a croissant. She agrees fast. Then the argument starts. The hotel's green lawn leaks chemicals into the water his family fishes. She pushes back. Tourists buy the t-shirts. He asks how long she has been here. One day, he wishes her good night, with just enough sarcasm to sting. Her mother has been frantic. A flat phone means missed doses. Rai blames the dosage for wiping her out. Her first lie, and a small one. She jokes about still being here. Her mother tells her never to make that joke again. Amara wants beach details. Rai offers only that Julian was rude. But Amara knows him. Small island. She says he has a lot going on and suggests a second chance. There is a club night. Rai says she will think about it. She is going. First, a rare hour with her mother. Isolde left this island after her own mother was gone. The island stopped feeling like home, so she went to find her own. Hold on to that answer. Amara raids the lost and found for address. You will want to see the night that follows. Shots for the whole table. Rai is having exactly the night she flew here for. Julian turns up and calls her Miss America. She drags him onto the floor anyway. Then a stranger grabs her and will not let go. Julian gets there first and pulls her out. She says she is fine. She is not. She blames the tequila, but she has not taken a pill since she landed. He hands her a helmet. They leave on his motorcycle before she can argue. He takes her out on the water. One day the family fishery will be his. The fisheries are dying. Tourists are ruining them and keeping them alive at once. Rai admits she is a dancer, the only thing that makes her life feel like hers. But she may not go back. It is not up to her anymore, and she will not say why. He offers to help her swim. She swims perfectly well, which was never in doubt. She tells him her plan for the summer. Live like it is the last one she will ever get. He asks what else is on the list. She suggests kissing a stranger. He offers to qualify. They trade numbers at her door. He calls her Oriya. Almost nobody does. Then a man steps out of the dark. Julian owes him money. His name is Carlos. Carlos suggests that if Julian cannot pay, his rich girlfriend can. He knows which hotel she is in. Next morning, Isolde asks about the pills. Rai says she is still adjusting. Her mother teases her about a Spaniard, then asks for 2 days of help before the gala. Amara needs backup on a date with Prisha, a medical student from London, in case she is dangerous. Amara's philosophy is simple. Something not lasting does not make it not worth having. Rai confesses to one kiss and silence since. Amara is unimpressed with both parties. At the bar, Prisha asks if she is sensitive to flashing lights. Therefore Rai says it out loud. Epilepsy. They want surgery. It could wipe her memory. And she has stopped her medication entirely. She has told nobody. Easier with a stranger. Her mother still has no idea. Julian likes their photo online. Rai points out that he ghosted her. She walks out. He follows. His face is already bruised. Carlos again. Julian will not take her money and will not let her near the problem. He says he is not safe to be near. She says she does not scare easily. He says he likes her. She says she is only here a little while. Therefore, he says, they are wasting time. He explains the debt. Borrowing from Carlos was the only way to stop his father selling. A developer wants the Garcia docks. Remember that word. Developer. He lives on the boat. He cannot sleep without the sea underneath him. He lost his mother when he was 8. Rai does not push. His father Mateo says she looks familiar. She has never set foot here before. She works the hull. Throw the small ones back. Why should they go if we cannot eat them? Mateo tells his son he makes him proud. Therefore, they eat the best fish she has ever tasted. He lives on the sea and works beside his family. That is the whole ambition. Rai never met her father, a Texas businessman who could not be bothered. Her mother reached America with nothing and built everything. Rai is proud of it, but Julian says something that lands. Americans work only to buy more. Here they are happy with what they have. Enjoy what you have while you have it, he says. That lands harder than he knows. She asks to see his room. The summer stops being a holiday. Rai asks about the deal. Her mother names the family they are buying out. The Garcias, Julian's family. The developer squeezing his father is her mother's company. Isolde asks whether the boy she is seeing is a Garcia. The room clears. Rai begs. They need time and a loan. Isolde says another loan buries them deeper. It is not about money, Rai says. It is family. It gives them purpose. Business is not personal, Isolde says. Therefore Rai asks her to make it personal once. Rai asks Julian for one day where they forget all of it. He takes her into a cave and turns off the light. Total darkness, his favorite feeling. You melt into everything around you. It quiets the problems. Face your fears, he tells her. She is facing a bigger one than he knows. Her friend asks how serious. Romeo and Juliet serious, Rai says. Her friend notes how that ended. Then the call comes. The Garcias have agreed to sell. They are signing right now. Rai runs to the docks. Julian's face is wrecked. Carlos came for him last night. It was the final straw. His father signed. He blames himself. Therefore Rai tells him who her mother works for. He tells her to leave. She tries to explain. He shouts it the second time. She confronts her mother, who says she threw a sinking business a lifeline. They have money now, Rai says, and no pride and no roots. Just like her, Isolde does not flinch. She asks why her daughter thinks she works this hard. She is good at this job. It is why she can take care of Rai at all. You are my purpose, she says. If she could have changed it, she would have. Amara handles the pep talk. None of this is Rai's fault. It would have been somebody else. Then Carlos finds Rai alone by the water. He notes how fond she is of Julian's face, and how easily he could ruin it. Julian arrives with the cash and ends it. Rai lands a slap Carlos will remember. He tells her to remind him never to make her angry. Her dress is ruined. She says she was passing on his complaint about the chemicals in the grass. At the gala, she introduces Julian to her mother in a lost and found suit. Isolde asks if she told him who she works for. Yes. Then, did she tell him about the epilepsy? Isolde takes the stage, an art center for the island, and a resort to go with it. Then she sees Mateo Garcia across the room. None of it was personal, she says. Everything between them is personal, he says. He held on as long as he could. He asks only that she not forget what was here before. Mateo Garcia was her first love. Therefore, she never chased this deal for the hotel. She wanted an excuse to help him. He was the air she breathed. Then her mother was gone, and the island turned into grief. She begged him to leave with her. He would not abandon the business. They wrote letters for years. Then the letters stopped. Hold on to that detail. It comes back. Now she is the face that took his family's dreams. Rai tells her she did her best. Rai asks Julian to stay up. She has never seen a sunrise from anywhere. She thanks him for saving her first sunrise. He offers her all his firsts and all his lasts. Then her mother asks when she stopped taking her medicine, a few days after they arrived. Almost the whole summer. Isolde blames herself. She is moving the flight. They are leaving now. Rai refuses. She watched the sun come up. She can feel the sea. She can feel him. She says she wants to stay. She says she wants to live. Her mother asks the only question that matters. For how long? Rai runs. Her body takes the decision away. Her mother is on the ground beside her, promising it will be okay. Amara arrives at the hospital, furious about the secrets in the warmest way. Prisha has gone home. All good things end, Amara says. She would do it again tomorrow. Julian comes. Therefore Rai finally tells him all of it. Tuberous sclerosis. She was born with it. It causes the seizures. Medication helps, but never reliably. She stopped completely the day she arrived, because it made her numb, and she did not want to be numb anymore. He asks about the surgery. She says the risk is her memory. He asks if that is really the worst outcome. She would be healthy. Everything she knows would be gone. She came here to work out what she is living for. It is this place. Her mother at work. Amara and a new makeup trend. A dark cave with him. Losing those, or the ability to make new ones, frightens her most. He tells her he loves her. She says it back. Then she goes down again, and this time it is far worse. A faint pulse. She stopped breathing at the scene and stabilized on the way in. Her scans have progressed. The doctors recommend surgery again, but Isolde made a promise. Rai made her swear, for years, never to agree. Without it, she only deteriorates. It becomes a matter of time. Therefore Julian asks her to break it. There is a chance to save her. She feared losing the best parts of her life. If this works, he says, they are still ahead of her. Then Isolde says what nobody has said out loud. Rai has the same condition her own mother had. She passed it to her daughter. Rai has never been told. Mateo says she would never blame her. Isolde never planned to have a baby. It was not on the list, but when she found out, her life had purpose for the first time. She took the chance. He tells her she raised a strong young woman and gave her a good life. Then Julian arrives with something that belongs to her. The letters. His father's letters to his first love. He found them at 8 and never knew who Izzy was. There is no change with Rai, but there has been a development. Isolde has found new land. The hotel moves. She was wrong. This island is her home, and she should have protected it. Therefore her company invests in the Garcia business instead. It is what Rai would want. Mateo says they will have to buy her one of those I Love Mallorca shirts. Then the call comes. Rai is awake. She survived, but her memories come back one at a time, out of order. She looks at the young man beside her bed. Someone she almost knows. What she thought would be her last summer turns out to be the beginning of her life. Then he introduces himself. Hola, I am Julian. She gets to fall for him all over again. So, would you take the surgery and lose every memory, or keep them and lose the time? Memory or time? One word in the comments.